Hello, welcome to this edition. We'll get started shortly, but go get a friend, join in the conversation, make your comments. We greatly appreciate them, and you will be amazed. Here's a learning opportunity for us all here at the Female Solution as you join me, your host today, Deborah Smith, with Move Around with Deborah. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. You could have been somewhere else. So we'll go to our introduction, but when we come back, we're going to get started with a very important topic that we have to share with you today. Yes, and it's just a tip of what you need to know. So again, I encourage you, get a pen and call a friend, join in, and be aware of your surroundings.
Women have the power to transform this world. We can end crime and violence if we all agree to do one thing: share. Let's share our wisdom, share our time, share our talents, share our finances, but most of all, let's share our love. This is the Female Solution.
Yes, that's right. This is the Female Solution. And again, you're here with me, Deborah, and Move Around with Deborah. And I have some information to share with you today, of course, that is very vital to your livelihood and those around you. And that is trafficking. Now, there are so many facets to trafficking, human trafficking, children, especially people. And I found that folks of all ages, all walks of life, are being taken for various reasons. And there are so many reasons to even fathom. But I know that you would be one to made aware of as you travel around the world, across the country, or even in your own neighborhood. So again, I implore you to take notes. Join into the conversation. We are certainly here for you. And if you are looking to have more information, I implore you to view the Female Solution that is on each and every day. That's right. We're here to bring the solution to you, not only to you for the females, but of course, those males. We need those male voices as well. We're all here together as one, and we help each other. We have to be helpmates in order to survive. And we especially have to help those who cannot help themselves, those who seem to be caught up in the storm for whatever reason, and those who just don't have the capabilities of knowing how to, when to, or where to. And our stance here, of course, with the Female Solution and Move Around with Deborah is varying. I mean, we talk about all subjects. And of course, today, by me being here with Move Around with Deborah, we want to offer you interactive engagement through our various social media platforms. Here you're seeing me live on YouTube, and you can record this, or it is being recorded. So please understand that you can always go back and view this in YouTube on the Move Around with Deborah page. And our mission here is to increase travel awareness, helping you to decide when to, where to, how to, and in some cases, why to travel, and to enjoy the journey and being safe. But there are so many ways that you can be safe. Now, we're also here to support those of you looking to start a business in the growing travel industry, understanding how to become a travel advisor. The travel advisor is what essentially what I'm doing today. We are advising you on how to travel. And then this a very important topic that we are focusing on. We want to promote a learning environment for safe and thoughtful decisions as you globally travel. And of course, we feel travel is one of the most impactful educational platforms around. Think about it. Travel can be applied to any topic. So, again, we implore you to share, subscribe, ring that bell, enjoy, learn, grow, and be in love with yourself, in love with each other. You have to be able to love yourself and understand what that is in loving yourself. And I'm not just saying, I'm talking about the lusting, I'm talking about truly caring and understanding who you are. And if it's not who you want to be, how to change, how to grow, because you're not who you were 10 years ago. Even though you say, oh, I'm doing the same thing I did 10 years ago. Yes, you might be doing some of the similar things you did 10 years ago, but you are doing it a little differently. There is some change in life, and you have to change, you have to grow and respect yourself. And when you learn how to respect yourself, you'll be able to respect each other. We have to know about the respect. And I thank all of our listeners, all of our contributors that we'll talk about today. And actually, the Zelda with the Higher Learning Network, which is a non for profit organization that comes to you each and every Monday and on the fourth Saturdays. Yes, she welcomes back the beautiful Queen Teacher. Thank you. Education is crucial when traveling because it can literally save your life. Thanks for sharing and caring. And thank you for sharing and caring because when I watch you and how you move around the city, how you move around the world, how you move in the minds of helping others, that's what we need. We definitely need each other. And you learn from a lot. You learn what to and what not to. There's always a lesson in everything. So I want to just share with you a certain thing that I came across, maybe to open up the conversation to you. And again, be in tuned to what we're talking about today, which is human trafficking. And I want to just bring on this YouTube video. And I tell you, I appreciate all those lessons that we get from YouTube always. And here is one. Yes, yes, we can. We can end it. We can slow it down. If you say, oh, what I do, the little that I do will not help. Yes, it will. Every little bit helps. And I just want to, I think I might break that down even further because trafficking comes in so many different views, ways you would not expect. That's where they get the root word con, confidence. It's not the word isn't always been con man or con woman or con. It's confidence, the confidence that you have in others who come to you in various ways, as you've seen here. And so I see that we have been joined by our own Dr. Naima Latif. Hello, welcome.
Yes. Well, great afternoon to you.
Absolutely. It is a great afternoon. It's a great afternoon for a lesson. It's
Yes.
a great afternoon to be alive. And so many folks that we know are suffering through this topic. When I was doing my research, and this has been on my heart for a while because I've been in situations. I used to travel in situations alone. Even if I was with a group, I would drift off and
Mm.
go alone. And things have happened to me.
Oh,
And in my research, I find more and more that folks have had these challenges. More and more that you would not even recognize. People who you had no idea they had been suffering or they're still suffering through the trauma that trafficking has brought upon them.
well, what
And
happens? What happens is
mhm,
that something happens to people and they feel guilty that it happened. So they don't talk about it. They feel like it's my fault that this happened. And so that's why a lot of times you don't hear that people have been
yes,
accosted or assaulted or abused by a stranger that they met someplace. I, we all have a story. I have a story as
yeah,
well.
guilt and
Somebody that you meet at a
shame.
party and, all kinds of
Mhm.
things. And
I think
you
it's more shame than
shame.
guilt. It's
Yes.
shame. I'm
Yeah.
embarrassed. And you
Yeah.
know how we are when we're embarrassed. Oh,
We
we
don't,
could be
you
the
know,
baddest person on the world, on the earth. We could be the loudest around in the room. But when we're shamed, we're embarrassed, we get silent.
yeah. And it's because we're putting the blame on ourselves when someone treated us badly as if it was our fault, as opposed to realizing no one should ever treat you badly. It doesn't matter. Okay, I got in the car with this person, I didn't even know them, or I accepted a drink from this person and I don't know them, or I followed this person to some place and I don't know them. We always blame ourselves for a decision that we made in trusting somebody that was not trustworthy, as opposed to realizing even if we trusted them as a stranger, they still were not supposed to mistreat us. So
Right,
it's a change of our thinking. Instead of blaming ourselves for what happened,
right.
realizing that there needs to be a universal code of ethics that everybody follows, so that no matter whether I know you or not, you never harm me. That's what should happen.
And blame them.
Blame them, because that's whose
Blame
fault it
not
is.
the person necessarily, but the mindset that
Yes.
they had at that time. Because some
Yes.
people have been abusive, been the abuser, been the
Mm-hmm.
trafficker, and now they are remorseful of that. They see the error in their ways. So we tend to blame the actual person. We see that person and we say, oh, forever and ever it's going to be you. Well, if I'm hurt, I can kind of understand the forever and ever, but understand that their mind, their trauma, their own
Mm-hmm.
trauma put
Yes.
them in a situation because many times people are forced into those situations themselves.
Yes.
They're caught up in a drama, peer pressure. That's a big thing, that peer pressure. Well, we can just poke that peer, how you pierce something, pierce that
Mm-hmm.
peer pressure. So it's it's not as so forceful on the impressionable minds
You're
that
right.
we have. And again, even the baddest
Yeah.
person can be and succumb to peer pressure. So
Well, just
I
think, I mean, all of us have had that. All of us have had that experience where maybe you were with some friends, you were at a party, and maybe you're not a drinker, but it was kind of the socially acceptable thing at the time that looked cool or whatever. So you took the drink, and then next thing you know, you're drunk, and next thing you know, you end up doing something you wouldn't do if you were in your right mind. But it was still, like you said, the peer pressure. It can
yes,
happen. And we will override our instinct that's telling us, no, don't do this. No, don't go in this bedroom with this person. No, don't trust this person. No, don't drive in this car with this person. No, don't sip this drink. We override all
why
of the
do we
warnings
do that?
that are internal.
What I
Like you
wonder
just
why
said,
we
peer
do
pressure.
that. Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
got to be a reason that we succumb to the peer pressure.
We
Why
want
are
to
we
be
not
accepted.
strong enough? We want to be accepted.
We want to be accepted. We want to feel like we belong. We want people to like us. And that's why you got to get to the point in your maturity, all of us, where we love
Yeah,
ourselves enough where it doesn't matter if someone else doesn't accept us because we do something that's against our better judgment. And usually you
is
don't get to that
okay.
point of wisdom until, later in life. Because when you're in the
It's
teen
okay.
years, early
Yeah,
20s, everything is about being in the group, being accepted, having your people reaffirm
being
your
part of the
worth.
clique. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. But you know what? I think back as I was growing in my later teen years, early 20s, and we were part of a clique. I've always been with some type of village. We've always had some
Mm-hmm.
type of village. And back in the day, here we go. Back in the 70s, when I was of that age, we
Mm-hmm.
always kept up with each other.
Mm-hmm.
It was before cell phones.
Yes.
So we always, would know if someone is going somewhere, going out on a date with someone that we weren't familiar with. Okay, what's their name? What's their social security number?
Where they live, what's
What's
their address
right, exactly. What's the license plate on the
on the car?
car?
Yeah, there you go.
We got all that information, and a lot of folks, like say, oh, here they come. Yes, here we come.
That's right.
Because we want to
We know.
protect ours.
Mm-hmm.
We know what's
We know
going
what
on
can
out the
happen.
street because again, we were out in the street. We
That's
saw it.
right. We've
I
been
would,
there.
yeah, I would not take my child, and people say, well, why are you not taking your child with you? Because I'm in the mindset, I'm going places where when it's time to get up and go, I don't want to have to look for my child. I have to get
Ooh,
up
yeah.
and go. And I have to be
Yeah.
ready to go. Then I have to take care of myself. Now, why was I in those positions? Because I was out there hanging out, I admit. But
Yeah.
again, I learned. And now
Yeah.
I told someone the other day, I can miss the party. I party. I don't need, it's okay if
Yeah.
I miss the party.
All right.
I've done my share. I've lived that life.
Mm-hmm.
And if I need to recapture that, I'll just remember it. I'll just go into my
There you
memory
go.
bank.
I don't need to redo that. I can just go back into my memory and play the song that was playing at the time. That's good enough.
Exactly. I can't look, I can't do the hip hop anymore anyway. I filled my knees out.
Yes.
When House first came out,
Oh yeah.
we were dancing all night.
I know. First one
I
there,
look at
last
our
one to leave.
Asada and how she dances, and she's got that energy, and she's coming back Praise God.
Yes.
But yes, how she dances, and I remember the time, and it's good. I can remember, and I'm happy. I'm satisfied.
Yeah.
But we talk about the village, and I went out to my village, and I've gotten some updates. I asked some of my village. I said, what do you think about this trafficking situation? So, Jasmine of Kansas City, who has young children, she says, I'm an over communicator. I've been maintaining a family calendar for about 2 years. My 8-year-old doesn't read fluently because of an issue that he's experiencing. But I've even taught her how to use AI tools to read what is on there. And our entire lives, from who is coming over to where we have to go or accomplish each day, is literally on this calendar.
Oh,
She
that's
laughed.
good.
I'm so OCD. Yes, she is, but I love her. That's my grandbaby. I have prayer on the calendar. My kids, in particular, know that if it's not on the calendar, it's a last minute change. Either way, they are prompted to question it. Did you hear me say they are prompted to question it? And I
That's
have
good.
always invited them to be inquisitive about things that don't make sense to them, things that
That's
don't
good.
feel. And that's what you have to do. You have to educate your child young on. So it's like rubber, it's
Yes.
like a repetitive. I want them to have awareness and a voice when they feel like something is wrong. And additionally to this, we have different philosophies that we live by. For an example, a friendly face does not mean they're a good person.
Ooh.
If someone tells you to go with them and it is not on our family calendar, do not go unless you call me. Everyone in the house is tracked by GPS via phone.
Ooh.
Everyone. And like I say, she has younger children, and this is her philosophy. And I like it because, I was one that I'm not going to be bothered with. That's too complicated. But I am realizing that this is the way of the world.
It can be a very useful tool, even though we know these cell phones are tracking devices, and yeah, okay, might get spied on and all that kind of thing, but you can also, again, use it as a tool for good. Keep track of your children, know where they're at all times.
Yes.
So yeah, it is all that. Yeah, it can be used to spy on you, to see what sites you're looking at and all that, to sell you something, which is what they do also. They
Right.
look at what you look at, and then they try to sell you
And they
more of it.
promote. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's okay. I'm fine. If you're in business, I
But
get it.
it's the
You're
way
trying
of
to
the
get
world.
customers. It's the way of the world.
It's
So
the
it's
way of the
okay.
world. And we got to keep up. And especially our children, in order for them to compete in the world, they're going to have to know it. And it
Right.
was created by someone. So now these children who are learning this, they can be put in a position to create as well.
Absolutely.
Now
Create
Tasha says,
tools for good. Yes.
I tend not to travel with the children on planes until the age of 5. She also has small children. I also practice with them a week or so to tell them who they are traveling with and where to. They know not to leave our sides and only speak to officers or airline personnel. My boys have emergency cards on them, and when we travel, they will have air tags. And that's another modern thing that we had. We didn't have an air tag or anything like that. But one of the things that I do want to point out, only speak to officers or airline personnel. I have found that people who are in the confidence realm, they are dressed as
They'll look like an official
officers.
person. Yeah, that is
Exactly.
important. Now, but my sister says she does. She told her children, they were young, if anything happens, they get separated, they're afraid, they're lost. find a mom, which means, a woman with children.
With
and I
children.
thought that was a good advice, because
is
generally a mother will help another child. But like you say, these people who are trying to lure children, they'll have the appearance of some official person, some officer that you can trust. And that's the scary part, is that,
Yes.
who are they really? But a mom,
So
somebody
scary.
with children, that's somebody with a heart that'll help you.
Absolutely. Now, Zelda also said we watch a lot of YouTube and discovered how much women are trafficked all over the world. That's right, especially Asian, African, and especially in small islands. Yes, wherever you go,
Ooh.
wherever you travel. Thank you, Zelda, for that update. Now, Candy, who is in Las Vegas, and she works with children in the sports arena. She in Las Vegas, and oh, that's okay. Now, she said, first, I want to think that we have to teach our kids to be aware without over fear. My mother and I had a number code when she was young. My daughter and I still have an emergency code. And I think it's a good idea. Yes, if kids are in trouble, if children are in trouble. Secondly, I'm a fan of technology, GPS, watches, air tags, and any other location sharing device, making sure their cell phone location is activated in text message. Lastly, we have to use our common sense. Yes. Keeping them close, making them use the buddy system, also teaching them never go for your mom or dad sent me. That is a line.
Right.
I've experienced with my child.
I would never send someone that they don't know. And you have to tell your kids,
even if they know, because this in my situation, my child knew them. This was a family member.
That's scary.
Yes, this was a family member. And thank God he had the wherewithal. He was in elementary school, but he had the wherewithal to say, no. That's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to walk home from school. And she immediately called and said, why did he want to get in the car? Because he's not supposed to. He wasn't supposed to get in the car with you.
He's taught. If he wants to buy you that this person picking you up, don't do it. That's smart.
That's right. And Candy
ended, but no, you got to say nothing personal. But
that's it. Nothing personal. Candy also says, my mother always says, if I didn't tell you I sent someone, don't believe it until you hear from me. And that is so crucial. That is so key to what's going on. Now, Chandra of Smart Girls Entertainment, who is actually in a play coming up. It's a 10-minute showcase of South Side Stories. And it's going to be shown here in Chicago next Sunday. It is on Evite, and it's I think it's affordable for us who look forward to going out to the show, the theater. I love the theater. It's at a small venue, and it's so personable. But Chandra says, and we lost Naima just briefly. I hope she'll come back. I never sugarcoat anything. I told them everything straight out. She's a straight up kind of girl. I told them to always walk together and make sure the other is okay. Safety, that is because our children are our future. Yes, they are going to be. That's what I say. I always say they're going to be the ones pushing us around when we can't move around. But I'm going to always be able to move around. Now, Althea of Chicago, who is a person that is a mother, has been a mother to many And I just love Althea. And she says, I teach children that that it's okay to speak, but keep your distance. That's, I think what she's trying to say is, as you are passing by and you see something, you relate to them eye to eye, it's okay to say hello as an adult, as an older person. I'm not talking about children. Children, keep it moving. But if you're an older person and you pass by someone, it's okay to say hello, to speak. That's only courteous. I cross somebody's path in the grocery store, I say, excuse me, or something like that. But keep your distance. And when someone's attempting to reach and grab you, move around. You have a voice, scream, holler, kick, make it known to everyone that there's something going on that should not be. Scream, stranger danger. And there's also hand signals. Hand signals to let people know when you're in danger. I think children should only travel with the adults that are trustworthy parents, legal guardians, but never travel alone. Children are too vulnerable, and Candy will buy everything with some of them. And that is so true. I see on the airlines, on the airplanes, that there are children that are dropped off, at the gate, and they are on the plane alone. Do you know what can happen in a matter of minutes?
Well, they'll kind of make the and I've seen that too. They sort of make or ask the airline attendants to look after them until they get to the next stop. And they're assuming, okay, you're up in the air, what can happen? You're in the air. But hey, there's still people on that plane, there are bathrooms, all kind of stuff. I mean,
and how people are sitting close to each other. And even though there's an attendee, typically there's an attendee assigned to that person, that child, they might have other duties that take them away. What happens when they have to go to the washroom?
That's right. They can't watch them when they have to go to the bathroom themselves. Then what do you do?
Exactly. So it is just, I don't know. I've not been comfortable with that part just yet, but it happens all the time. You see it all the time, and it's okay. If that's you, that's you. Now, Tanika of Chicago, my baby girl, I first feel that no child should even be traveling without an adult, because there's too many kidnappings along with trafficking. And they also should be more educated when they are traveling, to know and understand what to do in the result of a stranger. This should be done at home, along with giving tips from school. Yes, school as well. Children need to be mindful of their surroundings and take full action if anything looks or feels strange. But again, when that comes through, that confidence comes through, they want you to feel comfortable. They want it not to feel strange. The conversation is captivating, and we get enthralled in the conversation, and the big wheels and the bustles, the wheels and the whistles. That's what I'm trying to say.
Bells and whistles.
Bells and whistles, yes.
Well, another thing that is as an unfortunate lure for children, somebody will say, oh, I lost my puppy, or I lost my kitten. Could you help me find them? And you know how children are. Oh yeah, here, kitty. Oh, where's the puppy? Because they're children, right? So that's unfortunately it's a common lure for children to forget about. This person is a stranger that I don't know. They're thinking, oh, I want to find the cute little puppy, or I'm going to help them find the cute little kitten, and they'll go wandering off with somebody, not realizing it's a trap. So those are the kinds of things. And like you say, Candy, those are things that you have to warn your young children about. in terms of interacting with strange people. And I have seen people traveling. I've seen children traveling alone. I know there was a time when people would put a tag on their child's wrist, name, where they're going to, and all that stuff, and put them on the train, and then the person at the other end was supposed to meet them. You just imagine all the things that can happen on the train. I mean, I've traveled across the country on the train. It's a long trip.
That's a long
all
trip.
kinds of stops. Anything can happen. So
anything. But I remember now. I when I was in 6th grade, I used to travel from the south side to the north side to school on the CTA bus. That's when the fares was like 15 cents.
Oh yeah, back in the day.
Way back.
But
I traveled, even though there were challenges going on back then, I was still comfortable enough to know how to get on the bus and get off the bus and get on the L.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. And can you imagine now getting on the L as an adult?
Yeah. All the kind of characters that are on public transportation these days.
During the day. And
during the day.
I would travel on the L back from the club in the middle of the night,
Think nothing about it.
2 o'clock in the morning.
I mean, you didn't. And on the one hand, I mean, it's good to be fearless, but on the other hand, most of us have some kind of story when something happened that shouldn't have because we were not cautious. And we all have that story. So yeah, you want to not be in fear, but also you need to not take unnecessary risks.
You got to have that common sense.
Yeah, use your common sense.
You have to have that common sense. And that's Cinabella has a guest they're doing a series. Cinabella, our Friday host, and that is so vital. That's something that she talked about. Common sense. If it didn't feel good, if it don't feel right,
it's not.
Move around.
That's right.
Move. Get up and go. Pack up your.
Right. Don't be embarrassed. Okay, if you're walking down the street and somebody's walking toward you and something tells you across the street, listen to that something, because I'm telling you, everybody has an internal guidance system, and it will protect your life if you listen to it. Not just random fear, but really tune in when you feel somebody's vibes not right, and you feel like cross the street. That could be the last warning that could save your life, because people send out vibes when they intend to harm you. They might have a smile on their face, but you feel that they are not safe. That is your intuition. That's your sixth sense. That's the most powerful sense you have. Animals have it. All living things have it. That's why, if you have a pet dog or something and you walking down the street and they start growling at somebody, they're letting you know this person's vibration.
There's something going on.
Something going on. And you should be cautious.
If you have dogs in the neighborhood on the block, if I hear a dog, and we have several dogs on our block, but if I hear that dog barking, that means there's something going on.
That's right. I'll pay attention.
Something on the block is happening. It may be across the alley, or but it's somewhere near it's not supposed to. And we talked about the airlines, and Southwest has been committed to combating human trafficking for many years, and we're thankful for the Department of Homeland Security. They do some good. And the Department of Transportation for their partnership and expertise on this important topic. If you or someone you suspect human trafficking, you are encouraged to report it to law enforcement. If you see something, say something. They could be giving signals, and so many folks now are understanding and learning the different signals.
Yeah, I think there's some hand signals that say I'm in danger or something.
Or eye signal, looking around or just being nervous. If you can separate the two and somehow safely separate them, and you can find out so much more. You can save so many lives. I think about just here lately some of the things of people's bodies being in folks' trunk
Oh,
that
that's so
have
horrifying.
been there. And I know recently there was a person who had been missing. We have all these missing people, and a lot of times nobody is paying attention to them. And they've been missing for days or years every time. When I was on one of those social media platforms that I'm not going to give the voice to, I was always getting and sharing, this person is missing. Have you seen them? And of course, also when they're found, sharing that they have been found, thank God. But
Yes.
there is a human trafficking hotline, which is 888 373 7888. So remember that, write that down somewhere.
Yeah.
You see
And of
it
course, you'll
on
say it again.
tags
Okay.
in the bathroom stalls. You see them on tags in the doctor's offices. You see them on tags. And also the human trafficking hotline.org. That's .org. Human trafficking hotline.org. Pay attention to the .org, because .com could be a hidden agenda.
Mm. And,
.net could be
mm,
a hidden agenda.
and you know
I,
what happens a lot of times with women in other countries, because of economic distress, they'll maybe be told, we got jobs for you overseas, and so that'll cause them to trust somebody and fly somewhere and thinking, we got domestic worker jobs
workers,
or whatever.
yes.
And so they end up going, and next thing you know, getting trafficked, especially if there's some place where maybe English is not their first language, and so they can't communicate, that they're in trouble. So I see you have the hand thing. Oh, well, you have, well, this is one of the things,
Having a
the
safe
hand
word,
signals,
having those hand
having
signals.
and this is the hand signal for, if you're in trouble, you know this let me feel it.
Yeah.
This one, yeah. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
this one
Mm-hmm.
here.
With the thumb in,
Yeah.
the thumb
Yeah.
in, and this as well, you know, with the cross and
Mm.
close,
Yeah.
that. But there's so many, just looking at a person, if they're uncomfortable in where they are, if they look nervous, or
Yeah.
some other, they fidgety or something, you know if you can strike up a conversation. And
Yeah.
if
And that,
the
yeah.
person they're with is angry, or combative verbally,
Yeah, defensive, because sometimes that's not their parent, and
right.
you can kind of sense when something's wrong. The child is not, the child is afraid, because you're not going to have fear of somebody who's your parent that you trust. So you can feel, you can sense when something's wrong if a child's
Right.
with somebody that they don't want to be with and they're scared of.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And having safe words, safe word. We talked about a little earlier about safe words. We have safe words, and I still ask my children. My baby is 33 years old, and I still
Remember the safe
ask
word.
them, "What do you remember the safe word?"
But but these are the universal things, because things can happen at any age, just because people are emboldened, uh
Mm-hmm.
and there's fear
Mm-hmm.
of strangers. And I do understand the controversy about immigrants, and a lot of people fearing that people are coming into the country that are part of gang cartels and organized crime. So there's a lot of fear of people who are coming from other places. But those are not always the ones you need to fear, because sometimes the ones who are doing more danger are the ones who live right here in your midst,
Right in your
and
midst, maybe in your home.
maybe in your home. And a lot of times that's the one, because the ones who can get closest to you are the ones who can hurt you.
Yes.
And so we get distracted by pointing fingers at somebody. Oh, they're an illegal alien. Oh, they're an immigrant. Oh, they don't speak English. And the people that your children are more likely to be harmed by are the ones who are, like you say, right in your midst, right in your family, sometimes right in your home. So you have to always instruct your children to tell you when something doesn't feel right, when someone says or does something that makes them feel uncomfortable. We have to learn to
Talk
listen.
to your children.
Talk to them.
Get them to talk to you,
listen
to
to
open
them.
up, not be afraid to talk to you.
Don't be afraid of punishment, because he just, like all of us who did things that we shouldn't have done. We were teenagers and we didn't tell anybody because we felt like we would get ridiculed or punished or whatever. Let your children know that they will not be punished for anything they tell you. You will never punish them for telling you the truth about something that they did.
Never punish them for telling the truth.
Yes.
Maybe punish them for what they did and they knew they had no business doing.
Even then, sometimes the punishment is whatever happened afterwards. Like you drank some wine you shouldn't have drank. You got real sick. Okay, but your punishment, you threw up for 2 days.
Your punishment was getting sick. But if you've been taught and told not to do something, and you go back and you do it again, okay, we're gonna have to talk. We're gonna have a deep conversation about this situation. And here are the consequences. You know the consequences. You know the reality. Don't touch that stove. It's hot.
That's right.
You touch it and
burn on your hand is your punishment.
Well, I don't need to spank you now because you're burned.
You're burnt. You've been burnt. You're already in pain.
You burnt now.
Yeah.
But I just this conversation has to be repeated over and over again. And again, I'm so glad that the conversation is definitely in a series with Cinnabella on Friday.
That's going to be very helpful, because a lot of women, and maybe men, but definitely women, they, like you say, they may have been told, stop hanging around these boys and don't be running out, you're supposed to be in the house at a certain time. So they sneak out and something happens. Maybe they end up getting assaulted. Well, now I can't tell because this happened because I snuck out. Like you say, the shame factor. But we have to teach our children, if something happens, you make an error, you made a bad decision, but someone hurts you, they're still in the wrong. Do not be afraid to tell when someone mistreated you, when someone assaulted you, someone did you wrong. They are still wrong.
Tell somebody.
Still need to suffer consequences for being wrong. And so we have to teach our children, maybe you did a thing that I told you not to do and something happened, but that person still should not have hurt you. And they still need to be addressed and suffer consequences for wrongdoing of my child that they should not have done. Even though my child might have got in the car and drove off with them and got drunk and all that happened, but the person who hurt you is still the one that's wrong. And so don't be afraid to tell me. And that's a hard thing, because like you said, it's the shame, the embarrassment. You knew better. You ignored your inner warning system, went off with this person. They did something harmful, and now you're embarrassed to tell, but tell anyway, because I'm always going to love you, even if you make a mistake.
Tell it. Tell it. Don't be scared.
Don't be scared.
Tell it.
Yes.
Tell somebody.
Tell somebody. Because that's the way people get away with things, because they know that you're going to be too ashamed or embarrassed to tell. And then they'll tell their version. Oh, well, she did this willingly. No, she didn't. She was half unconscious because she was drunk. So, no, but I mean, all kinds of things happen all the time. And the reason why people who do things get away with it is because we get too ashamed and embarrassed to tell. Right. And that's what has to stop.
We got to kick shame out the door.
Yes.
Kick shame
Kick
out the
shame
door.
out. That's right.
Don't be shamed.
Kick
Now
shame to the curb. That's right.
now tomorrow show. Can you share a little bit about the host that comes on Sundays?
Oh yes,
See,
Cicely McLennan. Now
this
she spent years in Ghana where she raised her children, and she worked with much of the community and organizing a lot of different programs. And so, even just understanding the concept of community, where there's more of
yes,
a collective responsibility for children and protection of children. That's a mindset that we need to have,
yes,
especially in these urban environments. If the mamas can get together and all know each other's children and look out for each other's children, that's what creates the safety. So she's
and
been
we
in
used
that
to
kind of
have that.
environment.
We used to
Yes,
have that.
we used to
We
have
used
that.
to have it, and
We used to
now
have that.
folks don't want you to talk to, and I have an issue and sometimes, and I just, when I see something out of order, I stop it right away. You
Yes.
know, but then I know sometimes the Holy Spirit holds me back.
Like, Deborah, don't say nothing yet.
Don't
Just
say
calm
nothing. But it was a
down.
young fella, and I look at this incident with this little boy, and I feel so, for his soul.
Oh,
The baby just ran out in the street trying to get to school. Oh my God,
oh,
that's
oh,
devastating in the family. When you lose someone,
oh,
you know,
that is
but
devastating.
we have to be aware when we're going down these side streets, when we're going in, especially in a school zone, we have to be aware. But this little boy ran out. He rode his bike
Oh,
between some cars as we were coming down
oh,
the street.
oh,
And I told my husband, I said, when we got up, because he had barely got on the curb when we were passing. And I
wow.
said, slow down. And I got in his butt. And
Yeah,
it was
get out that street.
I said, you got to look where you going when you come across that street. Now I understand, small street, the kids, be back and forth. Okay. But you got to watch where you going.
Yes.
And then it was somebody that came to the door, an adult that came to the door, and I was waiting. I was waiting because I was gonna get into their butt too. You should not. But
Are you
yeah,
watching your
it
child?
just startled us. It startled us so bad
Yes. And
that
yes. And think how traumatized you would have been if you had seen that child get hit. I mean, that's one of them
I
things you
ran
can't
over a
erase out of your
dead cat,
memory.
and I was done for the
Oh,
day. And the
oh,
cat was dead in
it
the
was
street.
already dead. But yeah,
And it traumatized me. So if
yeah.
I hit a child,
Oh, yes.
it would, oh my goodness. So
Devastating.
we have to teach our children. We can't just let them go all willy-nilly.
That's
We
true.
have to educate them, and we want them to be adults, or people. And they are people, but they have to get the tools, and we have to give them the tools.
We do. We have to
We
give them
have
the
to.
tools. We have to give them the tools. So I'm grateful that we're doing these kinds of series because some parents need a reminder. And yes, the world has changed, and unfortunately, so many of us are separated in these communities where we don't know how to be community, and you got people you don't know and you can't trust because they have emotional and psychological distortions, and so you can't trust them with children. And it's very sad that there are those among us who are sick, but again, we do have this internal guidance system, this mind to mind, heart to heart, soul to soul communication, where you feel when somebody's not right, and your instinct will tell you, do not trust them, they're not in their right mind and their right spirit, and you feel it. So pay attention to that feeling.
And you
And
can know your neighbors.
yes,
You can
yes.
know your neighbors without being all in their business,
Yeah,
and they
you can
being
know
all
that
in your
business.
business, but you can still know. Be aware of what's
Yes,
going on in your surroundings.
yes, Know your neighbors.
As you come and go in your commute, as you come in and out your home, have safety mechanisms, because folks are hiding behind the bushes, or they're in various locations. Have an easy access. We got all these locks on the door, so we got all these keys on the door. Have those keys in order.
Right. Don't get to your door and you're fumbling for your keys and all that. No, be able to get in your house when you come up to your door, and have some neighbors, like you say, know your neighbors. Have some neighbors that you trust enough to be looking out if something doesn't look right in your house. They see people moving furniture out, and they know that these people don't look like they got a moving company. They just taking your stuff, and they'll call you and say, did you have somebody come and remove your TV set? I mean, you need to have neighbors who will notice when something is out of order. You don't get robbed and then nobody saw nothing. That's kind of right. But
those vacant houses too.
Keep an eye on those so they don't get vandalized. Yeah, they don't become a place to harbor people doing unsavory things or kidnapping somebody in there. So it's paying attention. Pay attention to your surroundings, like you say, and know your neighbors. And if you don't know somebody, find out who they are, because and it's a common thing. There's always somebody on the block that's unsavory. Everybody knows who they are. Well, keep an eye on those people.
Keep an eye on them. Keep a bigger eye on them.
Keep a bigger eye on them. But know your community. Talk to your children. Listen to your children. Let your children know.
And the children know what's going on the block too.
They will tell you more. They'll be the first ones to tell you, because they pay attention.
Yeah.
So listen to your children and make them feel safe by knowing that if anything happens, they can always come to you and tell you, always. And that's where you build trust. It's so important that we have trust with our children and let them know dangers without them being paranoid, just aware. And
it's okay to be aware.
It's okay to
be aware. It's okay to be nosy.
Yeah, it's okay to be nosy.
Dr. Naima.
Yeah, I know we got to go.
Reconnecting the family on Wednesday mornings.
Yes.
Well, I appreciate you being here with me. This has been a lively conversation that will continue, because there's so much that we didn't even touch.
Yes.
There are so many options. We have to find solutions to this situation, because if we can save one, that's one less. If we can multiply that, and that person saves one, and that person saves one,
we can. That's how we save the world. One at a time.
We can save the world by the female solution.
That's right.
Thank you all for being here, joining us.
Come on back tomorrow.
Pleasure.
From
12
to Systems with Cicely at 12 noon Central Time. Come on back.
And then Monday through Friday, we're here 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. Adjust your clocks to wherever you are. And there's always a rebroadcast.
Yes.
You can certainly catch us all on YouTube.
24/7 on the YouTube channel.
And other social media platforms that I won't talk about.
All them others. Well, thank you, Deborah. This has been most enlightening and informative and inspiring.
Yes. Thank you all. God bless you. Be safe in your travels. Love.
We've come to the end of our show today. If you missed any broadcasts, go to our website for the audio and video archives at www.thefemalesolution.com. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to thank all of you who participated in today's discussions. And to our global family joining us from all around the world, we say thank you. To our family in China, xie xie. India, dhanyavad. Japan, arigato. Korea, kamsamnida. Russia, spasiba. Germany, danke. Poland, dziękuję. France, merci. Spain, gracias. Italy, grazie. Egypt, shukran. Ghana, madasi. Nigeria, eshe. South Africa, ngiyabonga. Senegal, jaref. Kenya, asante. Israel, Toda, Pakistan, Shukriya, Afghanistan, Tashakur, Saudi Arabia and Palestine, Shukran. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Thank you, and may peace be upon you and the mercy of God and God's blessings.